On this episode, I'm going to share 7 ways we can support homeless individuals. There is a widespread crisis of homelessness across Canada, affecting a variety of people, including those suffering from mental disorders or addictions, indigenous people, women with children fleeing from violence, and the elderly or single adult men. It is estimated that on any given night, 35,000 Canadians sleeps on the street, in the shelters. At least 235,000 Canadians are homeless in any given year. So beginning from number 1, we can start with making cards to promote nearby shelters. So if you find out about a homeless service in your backyard and you familiarize yourself with it, you can put in the location and put in any special thing they serve, then make small cards with their contact information and offer them to people who you meet on your, who you meet who don't have a place to stay. You can also, number 2, you can also donate clothes, especially socks, to shelters who are always in need of these items. So clothing, socks, gloves, beanies, name it. Another thing that you can do is if you can volunteer your time to these homeless shelters and see what you can do to help these shelters. They need help with, administrative work. They also need help with, even sharing food, whatnot. There's always something to do if you go to these shelters. You can also fundraise. You can also donate to charities. You can donate to the shelters directly. You can see what you can do in that regard by fundraising. You can also do a social media funding, like the GoFundMe thing. It's never, it's not easy, but you can still solicit support for organizations. You can do it on your birthday. You can do it on a special day that you really want to get, donations to help people who are in these situations. You can also research, with local, political candidates or, your local councillors or whatnot. You can, go to politicians directly and tell them what you think that can be done with regards to a homeless or a social issue that you think that they can assist with. Number 5, you can participate in the city's point in time count. So in Toronto, we have what we call the street needs assessment that is done sometimes 3 years, 4 years. It's usually done during those times where you can volunteer your time to do the street needs assessment, which is just a point in time count and surveys of homeless people on our streets. You can check that out on the City of Toronto website, toronto.ca. And then, finally, unaccompanied teens experience homelessness much differently than adults do. And a different network of services addresses their specific needs. So you can take the time to learn about the youth shelter and homeless services organizations in your locality and see what kinds of donations and volunteer efforts they need as well. Thank you for being with me while I share these 7 tips with you. You can please follow me on all my social media handles and see you on the next episode.